Welcome.
You are watching Line Screw 1. The disappearance of Malaysian flight MH370 is perhaps the most intriguing aviation disaster in human history since the loss of Amelia Earhart in the South Pacific. Today we will examine what happened to that flight.
131 heavy, turn left, 3160.
Terrain. Bank angle.
Zero, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysia 370.
On the evening of March 8, 2014, as the night sky fell upon this prosperous South Asian city of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 was preparing for an overnight flight to Beijing Capital International Airport. As the 227 passengers and 12 crew members embarked upon their routine flight, no one had any indication that this was to become one of the most mysterious disappearances in aviation history. This is the news that most of us woke up to the very next day.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines plane carrying 239 people bound for Beijing is missing.
Associated Press is reporting minutes ago that the Vietnamese Air Force planes have spotted 2 oil slicks.
What appeared to be clues have been debunked. A giant oil slick spotted in the South China Sea was tested, but results showed it was not from the missing jetliner.
Investigators offering more details on 2 men who boarded the plane with stolen passports, confirming that their fingerprints and photos are being sent to American authorities to compare them against records of known terrorists and criminals.
As the passengers of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 were preparing to fly to Beijing, 53-year-old Captain Shah and First Officer Hamid were busy with their pre-flight preparations. The captain, an experienced flight instructor, had been with Malaysian Airlines since 1981 and had accumulated over 18,000 flight hours. The first officer, on his last training flight for the Boeing 777, had accumulated 2,730 hours. He had been with Malaysian Airlines since 2007. The aircraft, a Boeing 777-200ER, was delivered new to Malaysian Airlines on May 31, 2002. The aircraft was powered by 2 Rolls-Royce Trent 892 engines and was configured to carry 282 passengers in total capacity. The aircraft had over 53,000 flight hours and over 7,500 takeoff and landing cycles, making it within its mid-lifespan for its airframe. At 12:42 local time, Flight 370 took off from runway 32R and was cleared by air traffic control to climb to 18,000 feet.
Delivery Malaysia 370, good morning.
Malaysian 370 standby and Malaysian 6 is cleared to Frankfurt via Agosa Alpha departure, 6,000 feet squawk 2106.
Cleared to Frankfurt, Agosa Alpha departure, 6,000 feet squawk 2106, Malaysian 6.
Malaysian 6 over the ground, good day. Malaysian 370, request level.
370, we are ready, requesting flight number 350 to Beijing.
Malaysian 370 is cleared to Beijing via Pibos Alpha departure, 6,000 feet squawk 2157.
Beijing, people San Fran 6000, squawk 2157, Malaysian 370, thank you.
Malaysian 370, welcome over the ground.
Good day, sir. Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370, selamat pagi. Identify, climb flight level 180, cancel aside, turn right, direct to Ikari.
Okay, level 180, direct direct inquiry, Malaysian 370.
370, contact lampu radar 1326, good night.
Alright, 1326, Malaysian 370. Lampu control, Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370, lampu radar, good morning, climb flight level 250.
Morning, level 250, Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370, climb flight level 350.
Climb level 350, Malaysian 370. Malaysian 370, maintaining level 350.
Malaysian 370.
Malaysian 370, maintaining level 350.
A message was received from the aircraft to air traffic control at 1:19 a.m. when the captain acknowledged a transition from Lumpur radar to Ho Chi Minh air traffic control. This was the very last message anyone ever received from the aircraft.
Malaysian 370. Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
I want to ask you about Malaysia briefly. Is the FBI not sending a team? Have the other U.S. officials participating in the investigation arrived and made any reports yet that you can talk about?
What I can tell you is that the United States government is in communication across agencies and with international partners to provide any appropriate assistance in the investigation. Officials from the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration have arrived in the region to provide necessary assistance, any necessary assistance. The FBI is involved also providing assistance, but in terms of officials that have arrived, that's from the NTSB and the FAA. Also, the 7th Fleet has sent assets to assist in search efforts. These include a PC-3 Orion aircraft from the Kadena Air Base in Okinawa, which has long-range search, radar, and communications capabilities to contribute to the search efforts. In addition to the USS Pinckney, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, the USS Kidd, an Arleigh Burke-class, also an Arleigh Burke-class missile destroyer, is now in the vicinity. And they have helicopters equipped for search efforts on board. The Pinckney and Kidd are working alongside a host of other nations: U.S., China, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Australia. As of this morning, there are a total of 22 fixed and rotary wing aircraft and 40 ships that are searching for Flight 370. So this is an international effort.
Well, I'll tell you, and it's the very latest received just in really the last hour. I'm told by a U.S. official that there are more and more indications that the loss of MH370 was not terror-related.
We have just learned this new information, that the plane was way off course when it went missing. This information is coming to us from a senior Malaysian Air Force official. They have traced the last signs of the plane to a very small island in the Straits of Malacca.
Right now, we don't know if the satellite images released by a Chinese government website today are pictures of the missing plane or not.
And now, a non sequitur moment.
Gotcha!
Goodbye.